We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Hey, yay, hey, yay. Controversy, scandal, mayhem, and more in this video. Tragedy. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God, to this day, I'm working on my documentary right now, and all of you will bow down to greatness. I'm bestowed a certain power. Deontay Wilder was cheated in the fight with Derek Chisora. Now, in this video, I will break it down. I know some people at home, you're watching this. Oh, but Ego, what do you mean he was cheated? It was a fair fight. I got y'all. So buckle up and we go get through it. Let me get unpacked. Let me do what I do. Now, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder returned to the ring. And kind of his first big high-profile fight in a little while, after losing to Zhele Zhang, and before that, he lost to Joseph Parker, back-to-back fights in Saudi Arabia. He had to take some time off, and then he came and fought on BOK Prime, but it wasn't a super big, high-profile fight. So having Wilder back in the O2 Arena, a big venue, the UK fans, oh yeah, mate, one more week, mate. All the UK fans going out there. Derek Chisora, AJ was in the crowd, Eddie Hearn. It felt good, for the heavyweight division. I made a video breaking down the actual fight, and you guys need to take a listen to that. And I let you know what really happened in the fight. I'm not going to go in that type of depth because that's what each video is for. However, I wanted to talk about something that nobody really seems to be talking about, and it's how Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, oh my God, to this day, was almost cheated in the UK, and also what it means in the future for Deontay Wilder potential fights. And that's the part you got to stay to the end because you're going to want to hear this. Now, first, Wilder, we're going to hear from him out of the horse's mouth that pretty much he was cheated over there by unfair, bias, really judging and refereeing. But listen to Wilder if you don't believe me.
My 50th fight, and what better way for him to retire within the Deontay Wilder, right here being at home as well. Ref was fair, you're looking at a third. If the ref was fair, you're looking at a third round stoppage. It's so many things went on. I got hit in the back of the head. If the ref was fair, you're looking at a third round stoppage.
You heard it right there. If the ref was being fair, you're looking at a third round stoppage. But we know that referee wasn't fair.
If the ref was fair, you're looking at a third round stoppage. It's so many things went on. I got hit in the back of the head at least 10 to 12 different times. And then when I finally want to retaliate and hit back, you point fingers at me, Deontay, don't you? I'm like, man, this man keep hitting me in the back of the head. I'm getting dizzy at times, but I'm bouncing back. I'm getting dizzy, but I'm bouncing back. You know how many fighters got hit in the head and don't wake up tomorrow? That's why I might not even go to sleep tonight because of the awareness of the awareness of getting hit in the back of the head and you not waking up tomorrow or something happening or something forming.
He cooking. What you don't understand, a lot of y'all, about boxing, it's not like when people get knocked out with one punch. I mean, that could be bad, especially if you hit your head on the canvas, stuff like that. It's not good. However, the sustained punishment and your brain shifting and shaking and turbulence and constant blunt force trauma, right? Rabbit punching. Think Pritchard Cologne, right? Magomed Abdusalamov, right? Think of guys like that with the Mike Perez fight. So Wilder's out here cooking. Everything he's saying is true. Sometimes people who have boxed and they took sustained hits and rabbit punches, they go to sleep and they don't wake up. Some people get checked, others don't get checked, thinking they're cool, and then they pass away. So we already know how serious boxing is.
I feel good externally, but internally something may be developing inside of me that I can't see right now, because a referee decided to allow something to happen that it shouldn't have happened. That was one of the things the referee asked, do we have questions? And Shelley brought it to his attention. It was one of the things we warned him to not do. It's allow him to hit me in the back of the head. And then it's supposed to have been a disqualification because his team ran up in the ring. I mean, damn, I'm fighting Derek and the referee. I'm like, it's crazy. I just hope and pray that the boxing commission, the people, do something about these things. That referee shouldn't be able to ref again. If the ref...
Oh my God, when we work on this documentary, I promise you, to this day. Now, Wilder, notice he's saying exactly what I said on social media. You guys got to follow me. He explained the cheat. They out there cheating in the UK. Now, I used to live in the UK. Great people in general, but when it comes to boxing, it stank. I feel like there's something always off in the UK. I remember, I think it was Usyk. There was like a glove controversy when he was fighting Chisora with Wilder. There was a glove controversy when Dillian White was fighting Oscar Rivas. He failed a PED test and they hid it from everybody, and nobody knew that he had popped, that Dillian White had popped, and they had whole meetings and the commission knew and all this type of stuff, but nobody canceled the fight. You know what I mean? So I feel like the UK, there's always stuff going on, even in some of the fights in Saudi Arabia, because it's being overseen by the BBBofC, right? The British board, right? So you look at Saudi Arabia, they had the Hamza Shiraz fight where Turkey is going up to the corner and a fellow Muslim, he's in there giving him advice in the scorecards. I've been to fights. I mean, that goes without saying. I'm Boxingego, right? But I've been to fights personally where I was ringside, right? Not beyond ringside. I'm like almost in the corner, and because sometimes they have extra chairs or whatever. Anywho, I've seen it where you'll have extended teammates and team members who are like trying to coach from the side, but it's not the head trainer, and it's not the chief second, and it's not the cut man, and they'll threaten to kick you out because you're interfering with the live fight by overstepping your boundaries, by like trying to ref and you're standing up and giving instructions. You're not allowed to do that. He has a team, and these are the assigned team members, so you can't do all that. Derek Chisora's team, let's talk about how the UK is allowing for cheating. And props to Deontay Wilder for being over in the UK, right? You got to keep it real. Deontay Wilder is already a legend. Deontay Wilder is already defying pretty much all the odds because, one, almost every time he has a big fight, he's outweighed. Johan Duhaupas. Derek Chisora, I think he was a career high and outweighed Wilder by like 40 pounds. We know Tyson Fury, big boned himself, outweighed Wilder by 50, 60 pounds or whatever, and so on and so forth. Luis King Kong Ortiz. All of these guys that Wilder fights are bigger than him. He might be an inch taller or 2 inches taller, but in terms of you look at their legs, you look at their like torso and their muscle mass, you look at the weight on the scale, they're all bigger than him. So Wilder is constantly kind of defying the odds, and I respect that about him. You know what I mean? And I respect that he went over there like a warrior and got it in, had pretty much a shootout with Derek Chisora, and then he stayed switched on and did his complaining after the fact, after he achieved victory. Some people will not do enough to win, and then they'll like complain and stuff like that. He got the victory. I don't care. If you achieve victory, then it can't be making excuses because you won the fight. So there's no reason to make excuses. So I'm so happy that Wilder won. And you had Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. You had the judges, the referee. All the UK folk seem to be counting Wilder out. They even showed Oasis. Today is gonna be the day that I finally thought of you. Right now, there's nothing left to do and about you now. Right? Why are you interviewing him? I don't even think he's cool with his brother, Noel Joel Gallagher. I don't even think that he talked to his brother. Why are you even interviewing him? And anyway, he was rooting for Chisora. It's just like a big committee against the American person. And then the commentary in the UK be horrible. It's like terrible. You can't get a fair shake. So back to what Wilder said, which is ironically what Boxingego told y'all on my platforms. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Derek Chisora, not only should he have lost, he should have lost earlier because he should have been disqualified. That's how boxing works. All right, now let me show y'all. So this is the very first round. So when I say Wilder should have beaten Derek Chisora, this is in the first round he should have won. Watch. Look. So there's the referee, and he clearly is aware of like what's happening in terms of action. Right? He can see it because he's right there front and center. They're wrestling, tussling, and then Wilder, has the leverage. They're punching each other. The referee's trying to break him up, but he's too weak. I mean, they're big, grown, behemoth, heavyweight. So, okay, fine. Look, he's trying to pull him off. He snatches Derek Chisora off. Or that's Wilder. Look. Boom. You see it. I know you see it. I know you see it in and out the trap. What are we talking about, bro? Okay. Let me play that again. So, referee 1, Wilder 2. Oh my God. Derek Chisora 3. 3 muff in the ring. That's all there should be. Right? And he's wrestling. Why is he like snatched Wilder off and Wilder tried to throw a punch? Who's this guy? Who is he? I'm confused. I know you guys see it. Here's my cursor. Who the is that? Oh, that's right. Somebody from Derek Chisora's team. Like, bro, you're not allowed to do that. Look, he running over like he finna do something and attack Wilder. Like, how are you in the ring, sir? And the ref is looking at him. You can't say, oh, Ego, you're hating. The ref, Derek Chisora's right there. So that's like 2v1. 3v1. The ref, Derek Chisora, and Derek Chisora's team, and then Wilder in there by himself. Come on, bro. And then he tells him to get out. Cool. But there ain't no tell him to get out. It's a DQ. That's a DQ right off rip. And then he's trying to restore order. Bro, I know, I get it. You don't want to disappoint the British teeth, right? You don't want to disappoint them. It's the first round of a major fight, and you have to send everybody home. Oh, well, what's the point of rules if nobody has to follow them? You know what I mean? Like, why do you have ordinances and rules if you don't abide by them? So what's the point of a speed limit if it's not enforced, right? Especially if you see someone driving 90 on the freeway and the post is 65 mile per hour. Like, come on, bro. Like, the UK out here cheating. And just to further illustrate my point, because I'm him, boom. Can a fighter's team jump in the ring? No. A boxing team, trainers, cornermen, and entourage cannot jump into the ring during a round of a boxing match. Doing so is a violation of boxing rules and generally results in an immediate, you heard it, disqualification. You see that? Of their boxer, a technical knockout loss, right? Or a no contest, depending on the circumstances and the referee decision, right? During the action, only the two boxers and referee are allowed in the ring. If a team member jumps into the ring to interfere with the fight, i.e. break up a clinch, ain't that exactly what he was trying to do? The referee was already breaking up the clinch, and then Chisora's team jumped in the ring. Or attack the opponent. Well, it didn't escalate there, but how do we know? That's why you're not allowed to jump in the ring. What if you jump in and start hitting the guy? You know what I mean? The referee will stop the fight, and the team's fighter will likely be disqualified. But guess what? The fight went on for 11 more rounds. So that's just one example of how the UK be cheating in boxing. And right, the other thing is you can look at the unified boxing rules with the ABC, right? It'll tell you the same thing. And that's like pretty much the Bible of like the general rule set for boxing. So Wilder says rabbit punches, which we clearly seen because he kept throwing them looping shots because Wilder's taller, right? And he was hitting behind the head. There was a lot of tussling. Wilder, and then on top of that, the visiting fighter, Wilder, got deducted a point. He got deducted a point, not Derek Chisora, but he was deducted a point, right? So how is it that Derek Chisora's UK team in the UK in London, they're able to cheat and no DQ, they have no issues. But then Wilder got a point deduction the same round where he knocked down Derek Chisora, right? There were also things where, so rabbit punching, Derek Chisora's team jumped in the ring and cheated, which is illegal. That should result in a DQ, right? The referee was like scolding Wilder for a bunch of stuff. Wilder also had, like he said, I think it was the third round, it looked like he might knock out Derek Chisora, and then the referee got in and gave like a really long break. Wilder keeps getting this, where Tyson Fury in the first fight, Jack Reese gives Tyson Fury like a long count and allows him to like regain. No, it should be a continued count. Bow, 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 you're out. You're not in any shape to continue. But Wilder keeps getting, and it happened in the third fight with Wilder as well in Tyson Fury. So Wilder keeps getting the short end of the stick when it comes to this stuff. He almost had a knockout in the third round, and then the referee kind of meddled with that. So maybe if it was one thing, you could be like, all right, he didn't mean it. But when it's a multitude of, you're allowing rabbit punching, you're deducting a point from the American fighter only, you're allowing some other team to jump in the ring when you're the man in charge, the referee, and they don't get disqualified, I don't even think you warned them about it or even did something like retroactive, like after the fight. How come the BBBofC don't care about this? So Wilder has every right to talk his talk. He was counted out, and he has to be mindful fighting in Saudi Arabia or UK outside of America's soil in these different areas, because a lot of the opponents that he could fight would be UK guys, because the heavyweight division, we don't have a bunch of American champions right now, right? We don't have any champions, but you get what I'm saying. Moses Atuma, Fabio Wardley, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury 4, these are all UK fights. Daniel Dubois, these are all UK fights that Wilder, could possibly fight. And this is how he's being treated over there, and that's not that. I named a bunch of violations. There were more, I tell you. It's really sad, some of the stuff that Wilder has to endure. Look, Chisora is hurt bad in the corner, and the referee jumps in randomly to save him. The referee is saving him. Like, Wilder was throwing like these big bombs. Look, the referee's right there. Wilder was throwing like huge haymakers, and then the referee like stiff arms him. For no reason, though. Look, Wilder on him throwing punches, doing what a fighter is supposed to do, and look at the referee scared. Oh, no, man. A big, tall black guy from Alabama. And he like scolds him and pushes Wilder back. Why Wilder got to get back when he has his opponent hurt? Like, come on, bro. Get the UK out of here. And the funny thing is, I'm still not done. There was more that they were doing than this, right? It's almost like the game was rigged and they thought Wilder was washed and they were hoping he lost. So if he were to lose, they bet money on him or something. But another thing I noticed that they did that was a violation was there was a couple moments where Derek Chisora like fell through the ropes, right? And if you look, Derek Chisora's corner from the outside, from the ground, started pushing him back up, like helping him back up. This ain't what is the UK doing? This ain't a team sport where your fighters scuffling or in a clinch and it's getting rough, and then you could just hop in the ring and cheat and not get disqualified and help your fighter or whatever. Or if your fighter gets pushed through the ropes, you're not supposed to help him get up. Like, you're literally helping him. I mean, I've never seen this behavior. The UK, they on some different stuff, bro. The UK, they don't know no limits. They want to cheat that bad. And I feel like Wilder frequently gets kind of the short end of the stick in these situations. So I think this is a clip. Look, Wilder hitting him and he fall through the ropes. Look, he threw the ropes. They helping him. Look, they helping him get back into the ring, pushing him up. What part of the game? Like, how is that allowed? Look, you're not allowed to. If a fighter gets knocked, every team would do that. They would see their fighter get melted and assist them back up so they could beat the count. Look, he's literally pushing him up and like helping him get situated. Look, and they're counting 3, 4, 5. Bro, they're helping this man beat the count. Unbelievable. I've never seen this type of stuff. And again, where's the UK and the BBBofC, the commission, in regards to all this stuff? Like, what are you going to do to rectify? There's no penalty money or fines or people getting suspended. Like, blow this video up and let me know if you've ever seen this where you can get away with rabbit punches, but Wilder gets deducted a point in the round where he knocked him down. A guy, the opponent gets put through the ropes. They're doing the count, and you're helping him beat the count and lifting his body and pushing him up back into the ring. You're hopping in the ring, not getting DQ'd. We have not seen this. We are Unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.